Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Red Zone Pure Saiyans Edition versus Cabba. I completed the Gifted Warriors mission for this event. I wanted to take a look at it with another team and just look at the event again. And basically, kind of, just look at the events again. I just really like looking at events in multiple ways. And so I wanted to really kind of look at it again, but this time obviously as functionally speaking, from the perspective of just completing the event. So for this I went with an Exploding Rage team, led by the new Broly, because I've got him and I really like Broly, and that's the team I wanted to run. And with this team, Broly is definitely the centerpiece for sure. He scales pretty well. Some people have issues with how he scales. He scales perfectly fine to me. Obviously dupes do help him quite a bit, so I will say I do have a dupe in him. I got very lucky, and so that does change quite a bit. Like very, 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 very big difference. Other than that, besides that, the Exploding Rage team predominantly Broly's. We have a Tech Beerus there, kind of just for floating support capabilities and into LR Super Saiyan Broly, Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. We have a Tech transforming Broly into Super Saiyan Broly. And we have the Strength Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, the one that is a predominantly support character. So we have quite a few really, really, really solid Broly characters that I think work really, really, really well. I think for me, he looks, as a team, Broly looks great in every position here. Maybe if I had the Golden Frieza, I would switch that in, just kind of run a Movie Bosses version. But overall, really good stuff. Now in terms of Cabba, Cabba has 3 phases. First phase is 280 million HP. Second phase is 350 million HP. And the third phase has 710 million HP. So quite a bit of HP. But this isn't a problem for Broly, who is an absolute machine. Cabba will hit at 1.8 million supers in round 1. In phase 2, 3.2 million. And in phase 3, 1.8 and 1.9 million. But perform as a guaranteed critical hit, and his attack and defense go up with every single attack received. So in the first phase, he's just immune to attack down, defense down, stunning. In the second phase, the same, plus he's immune to sealing. Plus, he gets attacker 50% up on the second turn from the character's entry. And then attack 100% up on the fourth turn from the character's entry. All of which obviously is very, very, very not cool. And then, from there, of course, we have the final phase. That 15% with each attack received. Very, very annoying. Makes him super really, really hard. And then on top of that, he supers very often. He can multi-super in a turn. So you have to basically have your character be incredibly strong. I think his first 2 or 3 attacks are always like supers, pretty certain. So his first 2 or 3 attacks, or somewhere within there, he has to super. That's really how he works from a dynamic. I think for me, overall, I think it was very, 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 very cool in terms of a fight. I think it's the Cabba fight feels like the right level of difficulty in events that I like. Cabba feels strong, feels like there's danger, but also doesn't feel impossible. You could maybe make him a tiny bit harder, obviously, because it just depends on the team you bring, everything like that. But for me, definitely, if I look at him, I would say personally, I think he's in a good space. Like, I think he's in a very good space as a fight. I think he's really solid. I think he's the right level of difficulty. With that being said, I do think that this Broly team handles it very well. Your rotations are generally going to be the Tech Broly and Tech Super Saiyan Broly. Then it'll be Tech Broly and possibly Strength LR Broly. And then we'll float everyone else. So we'll float Beerus, float the Strength Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, and probably float the Int LR Broly. Just depending on how you want to run things. That would be my suggestion. In terms of active skill, I actually used Broly's active skill in Phase 2. No specific reason, I just did. But you can save it for Turn 3. Just depends ultimately on how you feel. Yeah, do you feel like it is very, very, very challenging for you? Do you feel like you need the extra boost, etc.? It's just roughly going to depend on that. All in all, I think it's a very fun, good level of difficulty for an event, and I think it really presents a good level of challenge, and it was good to do. I think the crits are always difficult to deal with because the crits remove, your guard, so a lot of units that rely on guard or type advantage, they struggle then because they don't have that extra multiplier level of defense, which can give you issues. So that is something to take note of. But other than that, I think everything goes fine. I think personally, there's not too much that you need to worry about. So yeah, for me, a very fun fight, a very good level of difficulty, and ultimately a solid one to build a team for. So yeah, I think you have multiple teams that can take this on. Because of the health and because of the phases, it's actually got a fair bit of length to it. So you can scale into it a bit. So there's a lot of good teams for that. Yeah, Earthbred Fighters, Earth Protecting Heroes, Kamehameha, all those sort of teams will do well here. That's it from me. See you guys in the next one. Bye.